So before we start this, I just want to say I don't normally do this, but I'm recording this literally like an hour after the part that I just did before this one because I was sitting there like, God damn it. I just want to know what happens. I like to play the game with you guys, like release a part, and then if you know that I'm on that part, you know that's where I stopped. But not this time. I needed to play it. It might even be out the same day as the last part. I don't even care. I'm going to keep playing because I want to know what happens after the. The landlady leaves after resetting the smoke alarm. Satisfied it was only burning poultry that caused it to go off. No, it's so ruined. Why? I can probably salvage the pasta and the sauce, but the chicken has got to be thrown out. It's hard as a rock on one side. I glance toward the hallway as I finish up cleaning. I wonder if Zoe's no longer in my room. I look across the hall to find her bedroom door firmly shut. Oh. That's right. I was taking advantage of my sister. My my younger sister, mind you, need I remind you. I pushed her down on my bed and a wave of nausea washes over me. Slumping against my bed, I steady myself as what I've done replays over and over in my mind. Well, you were just kind of trying to help her. It was kind of escalating into something else, but it's fine. uh, the next morning, I'm up early, or rather, I wasn't able to sleep. I anxiously await Zoe to come out of her room while I check my math problems. Finally, she emerges from her bedroom, looking ready for school. Should I be chipper? Okay, what do I say? What do I say? Don't make an idiot of yourself, Iris. Just, morning! Both Zoe and I cringe at the sound of my voice, which I strung like a tight rope. Zoe rubs her temples. Oh, God, my neck hurts. Your neck? I must have slept on it wrong. Ugh. I don't even remember coming home last night. You don't remember last night at all? Literally nothing at all? Huh. Zoe shrugs and slumps down at the table with her head in her hands. She looks absolutely miserable, but I'm too caught up in the good news. Zoe doesn't remember! Yes! Well, would you like me to make you something? I could probably do eggs and toast. That's something that anyone could do. No, honestly, if you could just be quiet, I'd prefer that. Oh, right, hangover. I continue to poke around the calculus handout, my eyes constantly straying to Zoe, rubbing her temples. Is this the infamous hangover? This is why we don't drink. There's a lot of reasons why you shouldn't drink in the first place, but because you don't need to drink to have fun, buddies. Just throwing that out. I'm back! I call out, the fatigue in my voice evident as I return home. Usually I head straight home from school, so I arrive while it's still light outside and with plenty of time to spare before dinner. Today, however, I stopped by the library on my way back. I wanted to do some research of my own on genetic testing without Zoe knowing. Unfortunately, my research was, well, crap. I didn't understand most of what I read, and what I did understand was not helpful. In the end, all I managed to do was delay my return. Well, look who finally decided to show up. Who's the delinquent now, Zoe smirks as she greets me in her own way. She's standing in the kitchen and appears to be preparing to make dinner. Oh, hush. I had something important to do, okay? You're still the queen of late night returns. Besides, I wasn't the one drinking last night. And don't you forget it. As quickly as our conversation started, Zoe and I both go quiet. God, we're so awkward. Neither one of us is sure what to say next. Pleasantries and banter appear to be the only safe route open to either one of us. The topic I actually want to know more about is one I would never dare to bring up. Well, I guess I'll put my stuff away and take a shower. I'll be back in a minute to help out with dinner. All right then. Zoe turns back to the kitchen and begins to grab ingredients from the refrigerator. The feeble attempts at conversation doesn't bother her in the least, nor does she feel the need to talk about anything more pressing. Zoe, we need to talk, about last night. Oh no, what are you doing, woman? We were had an out! Just as Zoe began to cut into a tomato, she freezes. What about it? You know what? The way you were acting last night, right before you disappeared. What was that about? Zoe's hands remain motionless. She keeps her eyes on the cutting board in front of her, showing no sign of turning to face me. You really don't remember, huh? I was just drunk. Don't overthink it. Were you really? That's what I said. I stare holes into the back of Zoe's head as she remains frozen in place. If that's the case, then why did you leave? Uh-huh. Finally, Zoe moves. She quickly turns her head to face me, staring at me with her mouth and eyes wide open. In response, I instinctively avert my gaze. I mean, you practically dragged me into the bedroom. Why weren't you there when I came back? Iris, are you saying that you... I don't know. I just don't know, okay? I don't know what to make of any of this. I can feel my face heat up as I fight back tears. I just don't understand. What is it that you want from me, Zoe? Do you want an older sister? A friend? Or... Zoe knits her eyebrows and closes her mouth. She glares at me intensely, filled with what I can only interpret as anger. You're right. You just don't understand. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say you don't want to understand. That's not true. I do want to... No, you don't. If you did, you wouldn't be torturing yourself like this. You're needlessly working yourself up into a frenzy. Just stop worrying so much. Stop worrying? That's your solution? Don't be absurd. I'm talking about our future together. Of course I'm going to worry. One day you shrug me off, the next you try to kiss me. You're the queen of mixed signals, and it's driving me nuts. Do you hate me? Do you love me? Am I your sister or the target of your affection? The way I see it, our lives are changing way too quickly. And the only way I can deal with that is by knowing exactly what kind of path I'm heading down. So either enlighten me, or end this right now. I finally take a deep breath as I try to regain my bearings. God damn, my face is hot, and I can feel my fist shaking by my sides. I don't even know what I'm trying to say or do anymore. All I want is the peace of mind to figure it all out before I completely lose it. I see. So that's how you feel about all this. Sorry to have worried you. Zoe calmly walks towards me. She places her hands on my shoulders and tightens her grip. I try to back away, only to find the kitchen table behind me. But I'm not the only one here who misunderstood the other's feelings. So don't hold this against me. Hold on. Yes! It happened! Yes! The payoff! Before I can finish speaking, Zoe covers my lips with her own. She moves one hand from my shoulder to my face, gently running her fingers across my skin as her entire body overlaps mine. I struggle to free myself, but my feeble resistance quickly proves useless. Zoe has me pinned down on the table, using her entire body weight to keep mine in place. Panic and confusion set in, and I continue in my attempt to free myself. With no place to retreat, I push forward, trying to overpower Zoe. That ain't gonna work. In response, Zoe lifts me off my feet and pushes me further down on the table. I can no longer reach the floor, and when I try to move, Zoe's thigh rubs against my crotch. Zoe releases my lips for a moment and stares into my eyes. To my surprise, what I see in that split second is not a gaze of a predator. Zoe's not reveling in her domination of her older sister, nor is she celebrating her display of control. As I looked into those eyes, all I saw was the warmth and affection I dared to seek within my little sister's heart. Zoe... I let out a brief moan as Zoe moves forward, unintentionally rubbing her thigh against my crotch. Or is it intentional? In the next moment, our lips are locked once more, and I cannot say another word. I put my arms down and stop struggling. Zoe's breasts push against mine, rather, as her body relaxes. Even though, through our clothes, I can feel her heart beating every bit as quickly as mine. Despite her cool countenance, Zoe is nervous, perhaps just as nervous as me. But unlike me, Zoe isn't afraid to take action. Even without knowing the future, she can confidently take the next step forward. At that moment, I finally understand how Zoe feels. I press my lips against Zoe's own with a vigor I didn't know was inside me. Her eyes widen and then close again as I passionately return her kiss. All my frustration, my pent-up desires, and the relief of finally knowing she feels the same way. All those things find their way into my desperate kiss. Her soft lips part, and I mirror her, parting my own. I feel something wet and soft dart into my mouth. Oh my. Our tongues meet only for a moment, but my body reacts to Zoe's boldness with a surge of arousal between my thighs. I'm currently being pressed beneath my sister's lean, beautiful body as I find pleasure from her grinding against me. My skirt hitches up all the way now, leaving only my panties as a barrier between her smooth, firm thighs. The contact of her body and the mind-numbing effects of her tongue exploring my mouth cause a tiny, pleasurable spasm between my legs. Just as I wonder if Zoe noticed it, I feel her shudder and deepen the kiss, grinding her body against me with renewed force. I clutch at her sweater, her back, anything to ground myself as my mind slips further into a haze of excitement and rapid heartbeats. Breathing heavily and with eyes half-lidded, Zoe pulls away. After a few minutes of awkward straddling, Zoe and I part ways. Zoe takes a few steps back, giving me her hand to find my way back to my feet. Though weak from the knees, I gratefully accept her gesture, and soon face Zoe once more. Zoe, that was... Embarrassed, I avert my gaze. There's no way I can look Zoe in the eye right now. At least not until my body cools down. That's how... That was how I really feel, okay? Look, I know I'm not the best at expressing myself, or being totally open with my feelings, but what I did just now, even you can't misinterpret that. I know. I understand now, Zoe. Good. Because if you didn't, I might have had to do something even more drastic. Then maybe I should change my answer. Oh my. I break into a smile as I finally look at Zoe's face. The moment our eyes meet, the blush on Zoe's face deepens, and it's her turn to avert her gaze. Jeez, you be careful for what you wish for. I won't go easy on you just because you're my sister. Yeah, I know. Speaking of which, you have no idea what a relief this is for me. But Zoe, I have something to tell you. You do? The other night when you were drunk, I tried to take advantage of you. Well, that takes a lot of guts to just fucking straight say that. We were in my room and I don't know what came over me, but I pushed you down on my bed and then you started to take your clothes off and I didn't stop you. I hate myself. I got so excited by your body that I did such a terrible thing to you. And while you were drunk. I wasn't... Oh, well, what was that? I wasn't drunk. Ooh, you just assumed that and I went along with it. The whole time playing, I just wanted to come home to you. I just wanted to touch you. When I saw you doing something as nice as making me dinner, I couldn't bear it any longer. Your neck, your eyes, even your cute soft hands. Every time I'm around you, it feels like I'm burning up. It gets worse and worse each day. I don't know what to do. I don't want to be related anymore. I want us to be able to... At that admission, I suck in a breath. Completely at a loss, I settle for taking her hand. I can hardly bear to look her into the eyes, which are burning into mine, but I don't break contact. Zoe squeezes my hand and then releases it. Unlike a few seconds ago, we're both wearing serious expressions, befitting the conversation yet to come. Alright, let's get straight to it. Iris, I think we both need to calm the hell down. I know I'm the one who suggested we get tested, but what good is it going to do if we tear one another apart in the meantime? We both need to take a step back and stop stressing before we do or say something we can never take back. Yeah, I agree. It feels like lately we've been so awkward around one another that we might as well be strangers. What I really want is us to just forget about the test for a while and enjoy our time together. Me too. And to that effect, I would like to invite you on a date. Oh, a date? You heard me. You, me, the great big city. What do you say? Though surprised, it doesn't take me long to formulate a response. I break into a smile as bright as Zoe's and part my lips. Fuck yeah! Damn it, that's what I would be doing. I mean, holy shit, the payoff was fucking real. I wait anxiously in front of the train station as strangers continue to pass me by. For half an hour, I stand in the same spot, barely moving. Also, just throwing it out there, I don't think I've said this before, Iris looks gorgeous in this dress. I check my phone, look around a bit, reconfirm the time, then return to my original position. Like so, I whittle away my time as I wait for my escort. It isn't exciting, but it does help me to calm my nerves, and on this morning, that's exactly what I need. Why did I get here so early? I knew Zoe wouldn't show up on time. She's gonna be like fashionably late. I complain to myself as I confirm how long I've been waiting. Before I can get too riled up, however, a familiar figure approaches, smiling happily. Yo, sorry I'm late. Have you been waiting long? I stare at Zoe bemusingly. I arrived 10 minutes early. You're now 25 minutes late. Yes, I've been waiting a long time. I place my hands on my hips and puff out my cheeks as Zoe scratches the back of her head. You're supposed to say, no, I only just got here. This isn't a TV drama, Zoe. You asked me out and then showed up late. That isn't a good way to start a date, you know. Yeah, you've got a point. Why did we have to meet up like this anyway? We lived together. We didn't have to arrange a time and place to meet. That's what I was fucking curious about. It doesn't matter if we have to or not. This is supposed to be a date, right? Don't you want the full date experience? Getting dressed up, arriving at the meeting place early, feeling your heart pounding as the other party finally shows up? I'd still rather skip the unnecessary wait, please. What were you even doing? You didn't actually forget, did you? Of course not. I was just having a hard time picking out an outfit, that's all. Uh-huh. I look Zoe up and down. Her outfit is the same thing she normally wears. In fact, I'm pretty sure they're the same clothes she slept in. Anyway, is there somewhere in particular you want to go? I know I'm the one who asked you out, but the places I thought up were nothing special. Not really. Anywhere with you is fine. How about we start with one of the places you wanted to go, then see where the day takes us? Sounds like a plan to me. Let's go, my dear. This is so cute and awkward at the same time. I can't stand it! Yeah. Zoe begins to walk ahead, then slows her pace to match with mine. As we walk together, however, I find little joy in the act. All I can do is think about how strange Zoe was just acting. Is this what people act like on a date? Is she trying too little? Am I acting strange? These thoughts fill my head as our first destination comes into view. Yeah, so this is our first stop. I'm sure it's not really a good place to go on a date, but I've been spending a bit of time here, so I thought maybe... I stare through the window of the store. Is this a music store? Something like that. They'll sell instruments, guitar picks, strings, drumsticks, everything you really need for a real show. You won't find any CDs or vinyls, though. They just sell what you need to make music. Okay. Looking through the window, I almost gasp as I glance at some of the price tags. Oh my god! $3,000 for a guitar? That's not even... Oh, you have no idea, Iris. Are they really that expensive? Again, you have no fucking idea. Nah, not mine, and not any real musicians. Putting an expensive, well-known guitar on display in the window shows people that they sell serious, high-quality merchandise. It also makes the prices of other guitars you come across actually seem more reasonable, even if they're totally overpriced. Ah, marketing, gotcha. Something like that. Anyway, I rarely buy anything from here myself. I usually just come to play with the instruments that I can't afford. Ah, you do the whole window shopping. And the staff don't mind you doing that? Not at all. Having a skilled performer play live in your store is a great way to attract customers. People hear me rocking from outside and come in to take a look around. That's that's free fucking marketing right there. The store gets more customers, and I rack up experience with all kinds of guitars. It's a total win-win. It certainly sounds that way. I try not to laugh as Zoe not so humbly brags about her arrangement. You know, I kind of wondered how you spend your time when we're not together or at school. You really do love music, don't you? Damn straight. I know I should spend more time studying, thinking about my future and all that trash. But to me, music is way more interesting. Of course, it doesn't hurt to get free meals and the occasional paycheck out of it. That's true. I doubt there are many high school students who are already making money doing what they love. What would they say if they knew you were playing live shows while they crammed for those exams? Is that a subtle jab, or are you actually complimenting me? A bit of both, probably. Maybe. I don't know. I smirk at Zoe. In return, Zoe adopts a troubled expression and turns away. Actually, speaking of shows, I do have one coming up, and it's been a while since you last saw me play. Also, this is kind of important to me, you know? Like, it's a big night playing with a serious band, a real step up from usual. So I was thinking that, maybe, just maybe, you know, if you're not busy, I raise an eyebrow as Zoe struggles to express herself. The typically stoic, confident, well-spoken Zoe is nowhere to be seen today. Instead, I have the joy of escorting a cute young girl who might very well be on her first date. What are you doing, Zoe? Is that any way to ask me out on a second date? We barely even started on this one, you know. Zoe stares at me dumbfounded. The Zoe I know would have told me clearly that I was coming to her show, whether I wanted to or not. She would waste no time with the talk of other plans or conditions. She would simply state the time and place, and that would be the end of it. Zoe continues to stare, but only for a moment. She then closes her eyes and takes a deep breath, regaining her usual calm. Right, what am I saying? Iris, I have a gig coming up next month. Clear your schedule, because attendance is compulsory. Understood? Yes, ma'am. Zoe and I smile at each other. Oh my god, these two. It's really amazing that you're playing with a band, though. I thought you said it would be some time before they let you. Well, the good news for me, and the bad news for them, is that the old guitarist got into a car accident. Oh, rip? That's just awful, Zoe. He's totally fine. Like a bad concussion. But he'll be okay in a few weeks. In the meantime, we're opening for another band, Lilylicious. They're older than Sand, but they've got history, you know. So you open for them? Yep. We come on stage first and play a few songs while people arrive and the audience fills in. It doesn't sound like much, but it's going to be up on a real stage and everything. Zoe nods on her knuckle. The grin on her face is seriously depraved, no doubt a product of a wild mental fantasy taking place all in her head. So, does this band of yours have a name exactly? Lead and Pink. Don't look at me. Those guys decided on the name long before I joined. Apparently pink means, you know. Zoe smirks behind her fist, which now has small indentations from where she was biting it. The color? You know. Come on, Iris. Zoe wiggles her brow up and down. What's wrong with pink? Huh? Anyway, that name is a serious upgrade from the other ones I've seen. The Stinky Cat Abandoner, Else Anna or Bust, Meeps Morps, all sort of nonsense. When you say it like that, Lead and Pink is a nice enough name, I guess. What kind of music do you like, anyway? Testing my taste? Anything you play, of course. That's just a cop-out answer. I meant besides me. Seriously, what do you like? Zoe doesn't drop the subject. She peers at me expectantly as I fidget. Truth is, I don't really listen to much music. I mean, I only really listen to classical stuff for studying and stuff. Oh, really? I peek open one eye to see Zoe's reaction. She doesn't seem to have changed her expression. What's wrong? Geez, you act like I asked you if you had a weird fetish or something. I just want to know what you like. Honestly, some people get so enthusiastic about meeting or music and that meeting someone without the same taste kind of offends them. Yeah, that's true. And it's really fucking stupid, too. I'm not like that. Come on. Well, you do have a lot of convictions in your ways. I'm pretty sure that's just a sly way to say stubborn. No, honestly, I'm a little jealous. Of what? Of your convictions? How you can decide things so easily? I just mean, you know, what you want to do with in your life? I don't have any backbone. I mean, I really don't. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to do for college. Well, what are you interested in? That's the thing. I don't know. I was always taught to do my best at everything, get really good grades, and now I'm going to this nice school. I'll be able to get into a really nice college if I play my cards right, but I don't really know what for. For a well-paying job? Should I go into the medical field? Business? Marketing? Literally, because Iris is like the jack of all trades, she can do whatever the hell she wants at this point. And even if I pick a field, then I'll have to find something within those that I want to do. Right now, and for most of my life, I've just been going through the motions. As Zoe listens to me whine about my problems, I realize how foolish I sound. My voice trails off. Well, it's obvious why you're having these problems. I shrug weakly. I guess I couldn't expect someone like Zoe, who is so willing to matter-of-factly decide her life, to sympathize with me. I think you're having a hard time deciding because there's just so much you can do. You're amazing, Iris. You could do anything you put your mind to. Damn right! And that goes for all of you! Zoe tucks a lock of hair behind my ear, speaking to me in a soft voice. My face immediately heats up. Well, even if that were true, I don't know what to do. It is true, Zoe softly murmurs, eyes traveling over my face. You're so smart. You always work so hard. There's so many options out there for you. I've got a one-track mind. I'm only interested in playing the guitar. I can't even play anything else. You could do what you want and succeed. Of course, it's hard to choose. No one's ever said that to me before. Well, it's the truth. You're the most amazing person I know. I have no idea why you're selling yourself short. Is she right? It's a nice thought, but tell you what. I'll get rich and you can be my trophy wife. Problem solved. Yes! Zoe. What? Then you don't have to bother deciding. With how unstable the music industry is, you're probably going to be my trophy wife. I'm at least qualified to be a wife. I can actually cook. Gah! Fucking stabbed right through the heart. I playfully swat at her. She dodges, but not quickly enough to escape my grasp. I squeeze my arms around her from behind. She's laughing so hard she almost snorts. That's seriously not cute. I feel her arms shrug as they're trapped beneath my own. Though I can't see her face, she's probably smirking as usual. Even though I didn't get any closer to figuring out what I want to do with my life, it's nice that Zoe has so much faith in me. Though we started off awkward and shaky, we've now managed to return to some semblance of our usual selves. Alright, I think that's enough chit-chat for now. What do you say we actually go inside already? I'm right behind you. These fucking I love these two. God damn it, they're so amazing.